Welcome to News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsir Namshir. On News Mongolia today, draft law on ratification of the agreement on cooperation on pension between Mongolia and Kazakhstan submitted. Mongolian nurses in the U.S. hold national conference to share knowledge and promote health. Mongolia and Czechia celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations. For the news, stay tuned. Mongolia has moved closer to ensuring pension benefits for its citizens working abroad. As Minister of Family, Labor and Social Protection in Hamilton Lofsensering submitted a draft law to ratify a pension cooperation agreement with Kazakhstan. The agreement will allow citizens of both countries to combine their work and contribution periods to qualify for old age pensions.
Member of the State Directorate and Minister of Family, Labor and Social Protection of Mongolia in Hamilton Lofsensering submitted a draft law on ratification of the intergovernmental agreement on cooperation on pension between the government of Mongolia and the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan to Chairman of the State Directorate Amarbaisalan Dashsevik. Minister of Family, Labor and Social Protection in Hamilton noted that the agreement will allow citizens of the two countries to receive pensions based on the total number of years of employment and paid contributions in Mongolia or the Republic of Kazakhstan, specifically enabling Mongolian citizens to receive pension savings from the Republic of Kazakhstan. This agreement will allow citizens of the two countries to combine the periods they have worked and paid contributions in Mongolia and the Republic of Kazakhstan to qualify for an old age pension. Mongolian citizens will also be able to establish and receive their accumulated pension from the Republic of Korea, as introduced by Minister of Family, Labor and Social Protection in Hamilton Lofsensering. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mongolia, as of 2023, 3,115 Mongolian citizens are employed in the Republic of Kazakhstan, while 564 citizens of the Republic of Kazakhstan reside in Mongolia.
Mongolian nurses from across the U.S. convened at a national conference themed Advancing Nursing, Building a Healthier Society to exchange knowledge, promote preventive care and support health education within the Mongolian American community, while also contributing to healthcare development in Mongolia.
A gathering of Mongolian nurses working across the United States was recently held under the theme Advancing Nursing, Building a Healthier Society. The event brought together healthcare professionals to share knowledge, offer health consultations, and raise awareness about navigating the high-cost U.S. healthcare system, particularly the importance of understanding insurance and preventive care among the Mongolian community. After studying and working in the U.S., we have seen how advanced and well-structured the American nursing field is. Now, we are able to share those modern practices, protocols, and standards with our colleagues in Mongolia. This helps Mongolian nurses gain access to global-level nursing knowledge. During the conference, participants took part in workshops aimed at enhancing professional skills and exchanging experiences. Attendees also discussed how U.S.-based Mongolian nurses regularly provide training for peers in Mongolia, making a tangible contribution to the country's healthcare development. Our members are highly experienced nurses who have earned their licenses and studied in the U.S. We want to grow our community and reach more nurses because by doing so, we can offer greater support to fellow Mongolians and have a broader impact. Organizers emphasized that the conference was more than just a professional event. It was a critical opportunity for experienced nurses to reaffirm their skills, reach more people, and contribute meaningfully to improving health education within the Mongolian diaspora.
Mongolia and Czechia have celebrated the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations, highlighting decades of cooperation in politics, trade, education, and culture, and reaffirming their commitment to a deepening partnership. Mongolia and Czechia marked the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations, reflecting on a long-standing partnership that has spanned political, economic, educational, and cultural cooperation. Since the official establishment of diplomatic ties on April 25, 1950, the two nations have steadily developed mutually beneficial and friendly relations. Throughout this historic relationship, Mongolia and Czechia have supported one another during their transitions to democracy and market economies, reinforcing mutual understanding and trust on the international stage while deepening their bilateral friendship. Until the 1990s, the Czechia was Mongolia's second-largest trading and investment partner. During that period, significant development projects were carried out. For example, the first central hospital, the Darkhan cement plant, and a shoe factory were established with Czech investment, each employing a large workforce. During the recent state visit by the president, our two countries elevated their relationship from friendly cooperation to a comprehensive partnership.
Well, this really is the day to celebrate, because it's been 75 years since our countries have been friending with each other, and it's a long history, it's a lifetime basically, and it's a history not only based on specific projects between our two countries, but also specific personal stories and histories and friendships and connections and people-to-people contacts. And you can see it at this reception, because there are so many people now getting together and reflecting on the 75 years. And there are very important projects between our two countries. Not only politically have we been able to support each other internationally on important topics, geopolitically, and when it comes to voting in the UN General Assembly, but also when it comes to supporting each other, based on our experiences, based on our know-how.
To commemorate the milestone, a series of cultural events, academic forums, exhibitions, and joint initiatives were organized, all aimed at celebrating the historical significance of diplomatic relations and strengthening mutual understanding and friendship between the people of both countries. Mongolians first began settling here around 1997. Initially, Mongolian women came to work and live at a lingerie factory in a town called Plasy. Later, many came to work in two large companies in the city of Pinsek. Today, around 500 Mongolians live peacefully in our town. The celebration was attended by over 400 guests, including members of Czech Parliament, the chair of the Czech-Mongolian Parliamentary Group, and representatives of the Mongolian community residing in Czechia. You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
In the first 4 months of 2025, Mongolia exported goods to 61 countries, according to the General Department of Customs of Mongolia. Of Mongolia's total exports, 91.2% were sent to the People's Republic of China, followed by 5.6% to Switzerland, 1.1% to the United States, and 0.5% to the Russian Federation. These four countries accounted for 98.3% of Mongolia's total export volume. During the reporting period, the total value of exported goods and raw materials amounted to $4,242 million, representing a 14.1% decrease compared to the same period in 2024. The Small and Medium Enterprises Agency of Mongolia will host the second annual Made in Mongolia 2025 Expo in Sydney, Australia from May 23rd to 25th, 2025. The event aims to promote Mongolian national products and introduce them to the Australian market. Visitors will have the chance to purchase authentic Mongolian goods at factory prices with transportation costs included. The expo will be open from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on May 23rd and from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on May 24th and 25th.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. Top US and Chinese officials launched high-stakes trade talks in Switzerland on Saturday, seeking to ease tensions and prevent full-blown economic rift between the world's two largest economies.
The U.S. Treasury Secretary and America's top trade negotiator began talks with high-ranking Chinese officials in Switzerland Saturday, aiming to de-escalate a dispute that threatens to cut off trade between the world's two biggest economies and damage the global economy. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer have begun meetings at the residence of the Swiss ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva with a Chinese delegation led by Vice Premier He Lifeng. A diplomatic source speaking on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the meeting said the sides met for about 2 hours before departing for a previously arranged luncheon. Prospects for a major breakthrough appear dim, but there is hope that the two countries will scale back the massive taxes, tariffs they slapped on each other's goods, a move that would relieve world financial markets and companies on both sides of the Pacific Ocean that depend on U.S.-China trade. U.S. President Donald Trump last month raised U.S. tariffs on China to a combined 145%, and China retaliated by hitting American imports with 125% levy. Tariffs that high essentially amount to the countries boycotting each other's products, disrupting trade that last year topped $660 billion.
Now let's take a look at global current affairs.
South Korea's former president Yoon Suk-yeol arrived for the third hearing of his criminal trial via the court's open entrance for the first time on Monday in Seoul. Yoon was ousted in April after he declared martial law in December. He was allowed to use the underground parking lot entrance for the previous two hearings, but the court had recently denied the presidential security's request to use the underground route. Yoon arrived in a black van and walked up to the entrance as people held signs and chanted. Yoon Suk-yeol entered the court without answering journalists' questions.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.